this Tuesday night in Texas. The only thing cloudier than tonight's skies is the playoff picture for the USL Championship. Austin Bold tonight steps outside of Group D to welcome Group E's Sporting KC 2. Lincoln Rose, Arch Bell with you this evening here at Bold Stadium. And Arch, we take a look at the standings in Group D. Could not get much tighter than it has been for the past month between Tulsa and Austin. With a win tonight, the Bold could leapfrog them back ahead of that playoff cutoff line.
Yeah, it's a big night for the Austin Bold. They really want 3 points to make that late surge into the playoffs.
It'll be the first ever meeting with Sporting KC 2. The fans arrived, greeted with free scarves. They hope to leave with 3 points. Standing in their way, one of the great young scorers in the USL Championship, Wilson Harris already had 20 career goals by age 20 in the USL Championship.
Harris is so impressive. 7 goals this season. All he needs is one look, one chance, and he can put it in the net.
And you talk about youth. How about Austin Bold in their own backyard? What they have found in Beto Avila, now 2 goals in his last 3 outings.
Beto Avila just seems to emerge, get better with every single game. He's looking to make it 3 tonight.
So the teenager looking to shine. If he and Austin can lock up the win, they are back in that playoff picture. Opening kick, Austin and Kansas City, when you rejoin us next.
Crack open summer with the taste of freedom. Budweiser's red, white, and blue camo cans. Available for a limited time only. In stores now.
No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. See a doctor at home 24/7 with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care. No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. Anytime, from anywhere, with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care.
Introducing Budweiser Nitro Gold, a first-of-its-kind lager infused with nitro for a taste as smooth as silk. Flip, pour hard, wait for it.
Sporting KC 2 comes to Austin, a chance to play spoiler here as they visit the Bold in Group D. Take a look at the lineup tonight for manager for Kansas City, Paulo Nagamura.
Well, there you have it right there, Lincoln. And the main man to watch, as we highlighted earlier, was Harris. 7 goals this year. So it's going to be big for the Sporting Kansas City 2 defense in midfield to supply balls into Harris.
For Marcelo Serrano's squad, 3 men will make their first start as members of the Bold, and perhaps most noticeably will be the debut of Vincent Tosca in goal.
Tosca in goal, and yeah, some fresh blood there into the starting 11 for the Bold. Beto Avila, of course, Billy Forbes as well, looking to lead the attack.
This is the first match that Diego Restrepo all season long will not be between the posts. To get things started for Marcelo Serrano, the 40-year-old from Brazil. Just about get underway here at Bold Stadium again this past month. The Bold did welcome fans to cheer on Austin in person for the first time since the restart. Now, Arch, Sporting KC2 hasn't had fans come to their home game very often because, well, they've only had 2 home games. They have already played their final home match, that clash against Oklahoma City. It was their only home match on the schedule following the restart due to some preferences, in part because of logistics.
Pretty amazing. I mean, these guys are the ultimate road warriors in that sense. So credit to Sporting Kansas City too. This is a very young team, as you would imagine. So the travel maybe not as doesn't affect them as much.
12th road trip in 13 matches for Sporting KC2. And an early test for the man who gets the nod tonight for Coach Nagamura. And again, that is Remy Prieur making just his 3rd start. The pride of San Ramon, California.
And Prier's going to have his hands full, as will Tosca, with this wind. You know, here at the Circuit of the Americas, the wind can gust very strongly, and so the corner kicks taken from the far side, that's where you're going to see the ball really start to act. It can be pushed a lot further than one might think. In any near side corner, the balls could get hung up, and so it's going to be difficult for these goalkeepers to have to deal with a kind of like a swirling, gusty wind.
Kansas City just got back from a road trip to St. Louis. In-state foe, as a corner kick coming up to Sporting KC2. A little miscommunication there perhaps with the new goalkeeper Tosca, who looked like he was going to be able to squeeze that one in. Tosca, nice towering size, good wingspan back there in frame, wearing the all red tonight. Yeah,
and so here we go, right here on the first corner on the far side. Be curious to see how Sporting Kansas City 2 elect to play this, and how the defense for the Bold is going to react.
So first significant opportunity for Sporting KC2, who played from behind virtually the whole match against St. Louis. Ball sent into the box, header goes wide, and a goal kick coming up. Again, Sporting KC2 thought they had come back to split points against St. Louis, but in the 96th minute, they conceded what would prove to be the game winner. As a result, 3 straight losses for the team visiting Austin tonight. Last time we saw the Bold in action, they had their 8-match unbeaten streak snapped down in San Antonio in their last outing this past weekend.
Well, Lincoln, that corner kick there for Sporting Kansas City too. I mean, it was very similar to actually how St. Louis scored their winner on a set piece occasion, and St. Louis getting almost a clear header to be able to win it. And boy, Sporting Kansas City too had a really nice look on that corner kick, just unable to convert.
Tuamasi to the top of the area. And he'll send it into the side of the net, deflected off of one of the visitors in the all-blue tonight. First corner opportunity for the Bold, who put up 37 shots in their last home match against Tulsa. That tied the USL Championship record so far. As the Bold, we've seen them prolific putting up shots. It's finding the back of the net that has proved problematic at times, costing them some points in the table. Here's Javi Baez wearing the captain's armband tonight. A right-footed delivery, first touch from the Bold, but nothing doing. They'll have another bite at the apple here as they track it down.
You know, Lincoln, such a big problem has been getting shots on target, on frame for the Bold. That's what they need to try to do more of tonight.
In the midst of the 4th minute, scoreless here in Austin. Welcome in our fans tuning in both on ESPN Plus as well as on Sirius XM FC. Lincoln Rose, Arch Bell with you right now. Ball on the feet of Sporting KC2's Dylan Cerna, who will work it around. Both teams with a new look tonight. We mentioned Austin with 3 players making their debut in the starting lineup.
certainly a lot of new blood as well for Sporting Kansas City. Not necessarily new, but 4 players with getting just their second start in this season. So, so definitely some opportunity knocks for a number of players out there for Sporting Kansas City too. Mason Leith is one of them. Isaiah LaFleur, who had a goal last week against St. Louis. So opportunity knocks for Sporting Kansas City 2 players.
They'll work it through Jahan Rad over the right side. And a cross, but nobody home in through the area. Will clips the in line, and simply a goal kick coming up again for Benny Tasca. Several new names for the Austin Bold announced this past month, and yet another one earlier today in AJ Francois, who had been with Lone Star, the academy here in the Austin area since age 8. Coming to town back in 2012, but Marcelo Serrano and the Austin Bold fulfilling their promise to continue to grow opportunities here in the professional ranks for local talent. And of course, right now, Beto Avila carries that flag.
I mean, so impressive what the Bold have done and bringing in all these young players, young local players into the fold. A great environment for those guys to be able to train in, and you're getting a chance to train against and along with like a Jermaine Taylor, Sal McFarland, of course Clever, with such great international experience. So just a great place for these young Austin players to just get that experience.
Austin Bold, again, 3 wins on the year, but sitting more comfortably in Group D than Sporting KC 2 is with their 4 wins on the year. That's because the Austin Bold playing level so often this year. 6 draws, just 3 losses compared to Sporting KC 2. 4 wins, 8 defeats, just 1 draw when they played St. Louis in one of those 4 road trips to St. Louis in the Show Me State. A few members of Group E, the beneficiaries of additional home matches as a result. I will say this, it was great to see them back at Swope Park, albeit just for 1 match there against Oklahoma City. That has been such a great venue that they had to step away from a couple years ago. Ball over the top, flag stays down, opportunity building. Tasca back on his line and well tackled by Taylor. It'll be a corner kick. Austin not in the clear just yet.
Well, and that's a veteran move right there from Taylor. Just what a great defending from Taylor, and Harris, such a young player, and Taylor, I mean, just textbook defending right there, pokes it away, corner kick. But you saw right there the explosiveness of Harris and what he can do. He's really just such a pain in the neck for any back line.
Let's see if this takes place before the break in action. And they are going to go ahead and allow the corner here. Ball sent in off the left boot, and the Bold on top of it. And this right here, the foul, will buy them the opportunity for us to remind you that, again, the Austin Bold as well as Sporting KC 2 have come together to recognize the fight for equality, diversity, and inclusivity by using the first 7 minutes of tonight's match to honor the ongoing movement around social injustice and the need for positive change in our sport and in our society. And what you're seeing here comes shortly after the unveiling of the Black Players Alliance, an organization recognized by the USL and the USLPA with a mission to educate and empower its members to use their platforms to affect positive change in their communities throughout the league. Of course, you've seen this at all levels of professional soccer since the restart. And right now we are scoreless, a little past the 8th minute. This will continue until the 8:46 mark. As again, mindful of the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. While the 7-minute stretch to start the match, symbolic of the 7 shots fired at Mr. Blake up in Kenosha. Gustavo Risi back in the lineup. 4th appearance for the Bold this year after signing on late last season as he works his way off the back line this evening.
Yeah, I mean, what a great opportunity for Risi to try to solidify himself a starting spot as the Bold take aim at a postseason berth. Risi, as you mentioned, not getting too many opportunities this season, but hey, if somebody falls by the wayside or is hurt or just is rested, you have a chance, and you got to make the most of it when you're on that field.
Joined the Bold on loan last year in mid-August. Ball poked away from Sion McFarland. McFarland runs into an obstacle, and is now back the other way. And this foul will not go unnoticed. It's a yellow awarded to McFarland.
Yeah, I think they actually got Baez there on the card. That was as a man who has over 100 appearances in Liga MX, former Chivas man right there, Javi Baez. I think that was definitely a fair yellow to call there as he clips. That was Tyler Freeman from the side there, but he's on the previous run there from McFarland running right into Cerna, and Dylan Cerna, a guy who's spent many seasons in MLS with Colorado and such a great veteran presence to have on a young team like Sporting Kansas City too. So see what they can do with this set piece.
Cerna and Davis both hover over this ball. Latter Davis, one of the many products out of the Sporting KC Academy. Left-footed delivery from Cerna. This will get carried away, never to be touched again. Simply a goal kick coming up for Vincent Tasca as we are wrapping up the first 11 minutes here at Bold Stadium. It's the penultimate home match for the Austin Bold. Their next one, though, obviously will be a meaningful one. That's their season finale and could very well be the finale of their season, October 2nd against San Antonio. They've met 3 times. That'll be their 4th.
That'll be a monster game for the Bold with playoffs potentially at stake. But first things first for Austin, they want to get 3 points here tonight. But Sporting Kansas City too, I think just the philosophy, Lincoln, of Sporting Kansas City is so great. This is clearly a club that plans to bring these academy players along and give them minutes. And I mean, the academy players on this team account for almost 50% of the minutes accrued during the entire season. And so, some MLS teams give lip service to play the kids and to play the academy players. And Sporting Kansas City, in recent years, they have shown that that's something that they do. Gianluca Busio, Cameron Duke, Jalen Lindsay, Felipe Hernandez. These are all players who've come through the likes of Sporting Kansas City too and gotten first-team opportunities.
Captain Cerna will maintain possession here. Stripped away from Taylor. Now a foul on Jermaine, and he will take a yellow. Doesn't care for it, but will walk away.
Well, and here you go. You got 2 early yellow cards, Baez and Taylor, and we're barely 12 minutes elapsed, and that's not what you want to have happen to get those yellows so early.
Another look. As Taylor thought he had it cleanly.
Your attention, please. Yellow card issued.
Yeah, Taylor clearly frustrated with that call.
So kick will come right around the center circle here for Sporting KC 2. Marcelo Serrano, while he doesn't have the structure that Sporting KC has from top to bottom, he has tried to set up a similar pathway for, again, talent here in Austin.
Yeah, I think there's very much a parallel there. The philosophy of embedding young local talent into the squad that's definitely shared, even though the 2 clubs are a contrast in the sense, one being a reserve team for an MLS side and one not.
Again, numbers growing for locals with the Bold. Guadarrama, Tierpak, Avila, Domalekin, Alonzi, along with Koss, Espinal, Rivera, and the most recent signing in Francois. Taylor playing on the yellow. Back to Risi. Scoreless midway through the 13th minute here in Austin. And Billy Forbes out to Tomasi. Dynamic duo up top. Ema on loan from FC Dallas. Runs into a numbers game, and it favors the men in baby blue. With that said, Jome is back on it. Sends one in, a tad tall for Baez. It'll land with McFarland outside the area. And again, the numbers game adds up for Sporting KC 2. So opportunity for the Bull just a moment ago. And Reese will get tugged off the ball. That does not go unnoticed by our referee tonight, Matthew Corrigan.
Yeah, Harris just try to grab the jersey there, Reese, just for a little bit to slow him down and try to get on the end of that ball. But you saw right there, Lincoln, this is what Sporting Kansas City 2 likes to do. Break in transition, especially use those flanks, break in transition, use those young legs to pressure. This is the type of team that likes to pressure, to break in transition. And that's what they're trying to do with Austin, and that's probably their strongest attribute is counterattacking, and that's how they're going to try to hurt the Bulls. So the Bull defense is really going to have to be attuned to that, staying compact, denying Harris that service.
Kansas City, meanwhile, has done a nice job limiting Bold opportunities here early on. We mentioned Bold last time at home, 37 shots against Tulsa. It would just merit a 2-2 draw when it was all said and done. A memorable goal from Beto Avila, one of the last times we saw him here. We had a little deja vu last time. Tulsa stuck around for another match to make up a contest that had been postponed from back in July. Austin still has to make up a match with RGV. That has been pushed to September 30th. Ball sent back in. Chance for the Bold to test that frame, but the header off the mark from Billy Forbes.
I can't tell if the flag was up, but Forbes was definitely in there. And, boy, you wouldn't bet against Billy Forbes to convert that. Let's take another look. Nice work from Jome on the left back spot. Ball in. Forbes, yeah, I think he missed it with his head. I think it glanced off the shoulder and out. But you kind of get a sense right there. Ish Jome, that's what he is so good at doing, going 1v1 versus defender there on that left flank, and then whipping a ball into the area for the likes of Forbes or Chumasi or whoever.
Well, Sion McFarland last year on that defensive back line had 12 assists to lead the Austin Bold. And so what did the Bold do this year? They went out and found somebody similar to McFarland to play on the left side, and Ish Jome, who's been creative as well. Two very capable distributors who can push forward and cover a lot of ground. And Baez back on this one. McFarland just making about half the starts this year as Baez able to shake free from a couple of defenders there momentarily.
Baez still such great class, great calm management of the ball with his feet.
Kansas City wanted a handball on Okugo, no such luck, and now the Bold pushing forward. Again, Prier in goal for Kansas City. Austin, though, desperate to test him. No such luck there. It is a wet evening here in Austin. Quite a bit of rain this past week. Some light showers before opening kick tonight. As the flag goes up, chance for us to remind you, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, you can visit selectsportamerica.com. Lincoln Rose, Arch Bell with you, wrapping up the 18th minute scoreless between Austin and Kansas City. Austin desperate for points tonight. A battle with Tulsa, and Tulsa, by virtue of Austin falling to San Antonio most recently, Tulsa a point better. So no need to go to the tiebreakers that we've spent so much talking about for the past month or so. You look at their schedules, both teams will host San Antonio. Both teams will play RGV and OKC. This is the last time the Bold step out of group play, while Tulsa will face Colorado Springs outside of group play.
And there's a little bit more urgency out of the Bold, Lincoln, that one I can tell in this first half. And we've noticed in previous home games, they've fallen behind early. And that's been a detriment.
Failing to get a point in that final matchup against St. Louis FC has Sporting KC 2, now just looking to be a spoiler the rest of the way.
And on that last ball there into Harris, Harris, he's the type of player, he's always looking to play off the shoulder and get behind that last defender. And had a good chance there with Reese. He was looking to do it, just unable to come through.
Domasi, again, back for year 2 with the Bold, courtesy of FC Dallas. And one of the Rad boys receiving some comments from our referee, Mr. Corrigan, tonight.
Yeah, just the second start this year for Rad.
Javi Baez hovers over the ball about 45 yards out. Here in the 20th minute, scoreless between Austin and Kansas City. It's the left boot of Jome that will test the goal line. Out to the right post, well played to Avila, but that ball will ultimately go wide and the flag was up, a moot point, offside. Almost special delivery to Mr. Avila.
Yeah, and Jome, that left foot is so good, and he can just, with an inch perfect touch, he can curl it in, and yeah, just a little off from Avila. The flag was up, as you mentioned, but you can see those dead ball situations. That's where Sporting Kansas City 2 kind of struggles. That's where they definitely struggled against St. Louis, giving up a couple bad goals, frankly. The last 2 goals that they gave up against St. Louis, just a little bit of frailty in defense that they need to correct.
And we're back to the captain, Cerna. He'll be welcomed by Baez. Kansas City's only been shut out on one occasion this year. That was back in late July at Louisville City. We mentioned a new goalkeeper for the first time all year long for the Austin Bold, Diego Restrepo, in that back line, only accounting for 1 shutout, and that was their season opener against New Mexico United. Sporting KC 2 optimistic they can find the back of the net at least on 1 occasion tonight.
And when you have a young team, Lincoln, that energy is always going to be there, and that enthusiasm, and yeah, they can. There's a lot of goals, led by Harris, of course, but a lot of other very capable attacking players. A lot of good attacking players on the bench as well tonight.
They were trying to put that onto the boots of Wilson Harris. No such luck. Sporting KC 2 will simply have the toss from midfield. Diego Restrepo is listed as the backup keeper tonight for Austin, and of course for Sporting KC 2 on this trip, a man who hasn't played all year, but a good one, and Mitch Hildebrandt, hired this year as the goalkeeper coach, but if needed, could be called into action. Former goalkeeper of the year in this league in his own right for FC Cincinnati. So how about both backups tonight are former league goalkeepers of the year?
Yeah, definitely an oddity there. And I mean, Lincoln, you and I remember watching Hildebrandt back in his old Minnesota United FC days, and
back when they were the Stars.
The Stars in the old NASL when they'd play the San Antonio Scorpions. So Hildebrandt, he's been a while, very experienced player, and again, just a great guy to have as part of this coaching staff and a part of this team to provide that leadership to all those younger players.
And a new lineup tonight for Marcelo Serrano. Ball sent in. Will Tosca be tested? And we have a whistle, foul in the area against Sporting KC2 on the attack. Will allow Tosca to breathe a little easier.
And with it being a little soggy out there and windy, those balls like that, they're going to be tricky. They're going to be tough to deal with, and especially like a low-driven shot, it's going to be very difficult for the likes of Tosca to try to handle. Especially, he wants to make a good impression in his first start.
Giovanni Risi has just dropped down to the pitch. The reason for the whistle. There you see Mr. Risi. Want to remind you, Don't miss a minute of the remaining action here in 2020. Still time to sign up and get all alerts throughout this year by following your club on ESPN.com. Simply search for Austin Bold or Sporting KC2 and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Bold and Kansas City's next matches. Simply go to ESPN.com and click follow for your club. And the Brazilian receiving attention right now. Reese this year had made 3 appearances, a combined 45 minutes. Produced his first goal on the road last year with the Bold. Hoping to contribute tonight defensively.
And this is not what you want to see if you're the Bold, to see Reese hurt. And if he has to leave, you'd expect Marcelo Serrano to do some reshuffling of his lineup, because he really doesn't have a center back on the bench. His 2 defenders listed are Jorge Troncoso and Josue Soto, who usually play at the fullback position. So my guess would be if Reese has to leave, you would expect something like an Amobi Okugo dropping back into the center back position. Hopefully Reese can continue, but appears to be on his feet and walking on his own, which is a good sign. But still, with these types of things, you never know.
Austin has found itself trailing before the first half hydration break a little too frequently this year. We only mention that because often, at least early in the restart, Marcelo Serrano was able to coach them up during the unofficial timeout and find an equalizer. Right now, though, no such equalizer is needed. Looking for a lead. You see him talking to his goalkeeper coach, or his top assistant coach, I should say, and Ryan Thompson, the former Jamaican keeper. And that is going to be it for Reese. As it appears, it's going to be Omar Sis coming on. And let's see if they do shuffle things. You mentioned Okugo, who's last year was a center back regularly for Austin, but this year has been in the midfield.
Yep, and there you see right there, Okugo, we can see right there, he's going to drop to that right center back spot. So, that's certainly nice to have a veteran player like Okugo, and a versatile one at that.
Sis, a rookie making his 12th appearance for the Bold this season. Comes over from his high school, Montverde Academy in Florida. One of 2 Senegal natives coming over from that school to join the Bold this year.
And Sis, I mean, you see the talent. I mean, there's a lot of talent in Omar Sis. Still some things he needs to work on as he's learning the game, keeping his line in defense, things like that. But when he has the ball at his feet, he's such a good creator, playmaker. So certainly no drop-off there in the midfield for Austin.
Well, perhaps you can credit the free scarf giveaway, but a nice crowd tonight here at Bold Stadium, their largest home crowd, certainly. I say that because the first crowd that the Austin Bold enjoyed was actually folks who made the 12-hour round-trip drive up to Oklahoma City earlier this year. That was the most realistic chance to see their team in person. And now this, I believe, the second occasion in which they've had a chance to come out and see the Bold here in Texas, due to slightly stricter restrictions here in the Austin area.
And I can see very good social distancing going on, Lincoln. I'm pleased to report that.
What'd you say over there? Arch and I are on site. Not always a given in broadcasts during these times, but fortunate to be here at this beautiful venue. You've seen the overhead shots. We are nestled into turn 15 of the Circuit of the Americas.
And we have a mask on the field, too, on top of all that.
We'll see if that comes into play at midfield. We'll let one of the ARs deal with it. Midway through the 28th minute, still looking for that first goal. Austin Bold and Sporting KC2 meet for the first time. Bold, a new expansion side last year, and a foul here on Austin is going to lead to another card, it appears. Several players in the baby blue want to help pull that card out of the pocket.
And it should be noted, it was Reese who had one of the yellow cards before he had to leave injured. And Taylor's the other one, but so
no,
far,
Baez.
Baez, excuse me, it was Baez with the yellow. So yes, I'm sorry, the 2 players with the yellow, and here we have another yellow, Javon Watson, who just recently joined the club. Of course, I mean a longtime veteran of MLS, Houston Dynamo, of course, some of those great MLS Cup Dynamo teams from 2011, 2012. So a couple the veteran Jamaican players with yellow.
This is his first start, just his second appearance with the Bold.
And that's not a good sign either for Sporting Kansas City, too.
Your attention, please. Yellow card
Javon also
at the 29th
familiar to Oklahoma City fans, the energy. We'll point out, all of a sudden tonight, Sporting KC2 has a huge fan base throughout the Sooner State. Oklahoma City is not out of the playoff picture yet in Group D. And so both they and Tulsa rooting for SKC2 tonight to deny the Bold any points. It would keep Tulsa above the cutoff line, but it would also keep Oklahoma City still in striking distance.
You know, Lincoln, when Tulsa left Austin 2 weeks ago after that second consecutive draw, there was just the sense that everything was going to come down to that final match day. And I think, you know, before it's all said and done, it is going to come down to that final day of the season.
Mason Leith back on his feet. So free kick here from about 30. Top of the 18 where it's first met from Austin. But the Bold not in the clear just yet. No heroics needed by either keeper as of yet tonight. A half hour of scoreless football. Pushing forward here with LaFleur. And plucked away from the man who was carded a moment ago, Javon Watson, who will win this ball back for the Bold. And was there a gesture we are awaiting a substitution? Does not appear to be the case. This is the hydration break.
The hydration break.
Still getting used to it with only 4 matches left here in the regular season.
It's not even that hot, Lincoln. I mean, it's finally cool here in Austin. It's not even that hot. These guys can keep playing. Are you kidding me?
When they announced the free scarves, jokingly pointed out it really haven't seen significant snow in these parts since the mid-'80s. But that doesn't mean school doesn't get canceled with a little flurry every now and then.
Tell me about it.
Great to have you with us again. This is the second last chance for Austin fans to see their team at home. Even if the Bold do make the postseason, it would be as the number 2 team out of Group D. As you see, La Cinco Doce, one of the supporters groups for the Bold, past couple of years. Beating of those drums as they've welcomed the opportunity to be under shelter. And of course, the nod to Promise Isaac, who about this time last year saw his life come to an end after being a big contributor both on and off the pitch to the Bold in their initial season.
Yeah, it's a nice remembrance there for Promise Isaac, who was such a great presence, a great player for this team. And I'm also happy to report, Lincoln, that the mask that fell onto the field has been cleared. We don't know who it belonged to, but presumably the person who's wearing that mask has a new mask that they can put on here at the stadium.
Matthew Corrigan, our referee, was the one who bravely picked it up with his bare hands. He has a spray for everything right now except for maybe some hand sanitizer. All right, so the hydration break out of the way. Marcelo Serrano, who utilized that break to talk to his men, now will get his chance to hydrate. Also wants the handball call, no such luck. As we're in the midst of the 33rd minute scoreless between Austin and Kansas City. Again, Kansas City's only been shut out once back in late July. The Bold have not been shut out this year. They have found scoring from a variety of sources. Different players have taken turns getting hot. Of course, Billy Forbes has been as prolific as any in his first year with Austin after making a name for himself in San Antonio in 3 different stints.
And you see, it's interesting, Lincoln, that the Bold have been playing against teams that they know so well, San Antonio and Tulsa and all that. Now they're just playing it's an unknown quantity, the Sporting Kansas City too. So I think there's a little bit more of a feeling out process still going on between these two teams. We're just slightly over the half-hour mark, and these two teams starting to kind of figure out who each other are.
And even if they had met earlier this year, they still would have been seeing a lot of new faces here tonight. Both managers looking at their options for a different lineup. Baez out to McFarland. What does Sion have in mind? Right-footed delivery, back post. There was Billy. Instead, it's Tomasi from 18 out and wide.
Wow, great rip there from Tomasi. That came so close to hitting the back of the net. Lincoln, it all started with a nutmeg. Beto Avila getting Freeman, Tyler Freeman, and it led to the chance. Let's take a look here. The ball across from McFarland. It doesn't get to Forbes, but there it is, Tomasi. And just a right-footed curler that just spun wide.
Prier back in goal. Head was on a swivel there, not knowing where that next shot would come from. They'll reset through this back line. Final matches on the year for Kansas City will be at Indy 11 up there at Lucas Oil Stadium, which they kindly allow the NFL Colts to play in every now and then on Sundays. And of course, the final trip to Louisville City. Yeah, 13 matches now since this restart for Sporting KC2, 12 of them on the road.
And Forbes thought he was onside. It was really close, but I think that is the correct call from the linesman. Forbes was just a step offside.
As unofficial Billy Forbes historians, you and I can attest to the fact that he has never been offside in his career. Our source being one B. Forbes.
B. Forbes, yes.
Billy quickly stepped away from San Antonio that 1 year with Phoenix Rising a couple seasons ago. Phoenix appears to find that rhythm just in time for their pursuit of another playoff run. Remember, the Austin Bold last year not only beat Phoenix once during the regular season, but almost knocked them off in the second round of championship playoffs. It went to a shootout, which favored the home side in Arizona.
No easy feat beating Phoenix last year. They had that 20-game winning streak, which is, I think it's something, Lincoln, that we'll never see again at any level of professional soccer in the United States. It was so impressive.
Austin would love to see Phoenix this year. That would mean that the Bold, in fact, do qualify for the postseason and the Western Conference playoffs.
And the Bold right now doing a really good job in just containing the Sporting Kansas City 2 attack, limiting that service into Harris. We've harped on that now a couple times, but it's so true. Harris with 7 goals on the season. If you can cut off that outlet, you've got yourself a pretty good setup.
Opportunity here from the outside the area in the 37th minute. Who will take that shot? And ultimately that shot will never come for Sporting KC2. Simply into touch for the Bold, and what's the complaint here?
I think we're getting ready for another card there for Tomasi, and
you can only imagine is
starting
for
to stack up.
Some form of dissent.
So you're talking about Baez, Tomasi, Watson, and Taylor all with yellow here in these first 45 minutes, and believe you me, Sporting Kansas City 2 head coach Paulo Nagamura knows that and is going to be targeting that.
We'll note Fabian Garcia not on that back line tonight for the Bold, sitting on 4 yellows.
Your attention please, yellow card issued to number 45, Emma Tomasi.
So ball back over to Kansas City. Taylor trying to win it back, and he does.
You can tell the Bold fans starting to get a little upset that all the yellow cards are going one way.
You and I have checked the rule book. There is no requirement that number of yellow cards be even.
That is correct, yes.
38 minutes in here in this opening half. Still scoreless. And so far, that man, not Diego Restrepo, but Vinny Tosca, in his debut in the net for the Bold tonight, has not been tested.
Yeah, not been tested, but I think so far so good. Looking at least comfortable back there. You know, it's always interesting to see on set pieces, you know, how a goalkeeper, how they come off their line, things like that. Command of the defense, talking to his defenders. So far, so good.
Billy Forbes, opportunity, eyes on frame. He'll tap it looking for Beto and perhaps a little too unselfish.
Well, Forbes, he wants that one back. It needs to be played earlier to Avila and just with a little bit more weight on the pass. And Avila, I think, could have stroked in his 3rd goal of the season. Let's take another look. Here's Forbes. I think if he plays it just a hair earlier, it's there.
Ball back inside the area as we resume live play here. Baez out to McFarland. McFarland goes far post. A rocket that'll trim the trees, but nothing more.
Boy, I thought McFarland was going to try to play back into the area looking for a cross, but he goes for goal, and he almost hits that top left corner. What a great strike from McFarland. Great effort. Let's take another look, and he just hammers this. It goes across goal, but, man, that thing was whistling through.
That would have prompted a delay to replace the side netting.
He just hammered that ball.
The fastball from McFarland off the mark. Midway through the 40th minute now. Bold have had some opportunities with space in the area, but Mr. Prier still has not had to get a glove on it.
And we saw last week watching Sporting Kansas City 2 against St. Louis, there were hesitations from that back line, from the defense. Leith, Danny Barber, so a couple of chances where St. Louis had an opportunity either to score or hit the post.
Billy Forbes, Beto Avila hoping for a mistake here to pounce upon. Instead, Okugo will take it. McFarland. Sion this time curls one. As he had both Tuamasi and Billy Forbes there tightly packed together. Opportunity stays with the Bold.
And McFarland plays that in. There's really nobody making the run or nobody there to try to head it in, but nevertheless, he still gets the corner out of it.
3rd corner here for the Bold in this opening half, midway through the 41st minute. Ish Jones left foot.
And the way the wind is acting here tonight, Lincoln, and this is especially with that left-footed Jones, I wouldn't put it past him to try to go for goal.
Looking for that first scoring strike of the night for either team. Jones bins one in. Prier intervenes.
That was close.
Jones will test the waters one more time. That time was looking for Forbes. Billy Forbes, 6 goals, back inside the area. Finds McFarland, top of the 18, sets up Baez. And Baez just off the mark, but McFarland and Javi saying, let's try that again a little bit later.
Boy, that was another great chance for the Austin Bolt. This time Baez striking it just wide, but you see they're starting to get a little bit closer, starting to get some more clear chances for the hosts.
And Javi Baez, a creative distributor in his own right, 4 assists this year. Such an anchor in that midfield for the Bold.
I mean, arguably the first name on the team sheet for Marcelo Serrano, Javi Baez. Just what a great luxury to have such an experienced player, such a class player like Baez.
Kansas City now. Numbers discrepancy favored the Bold defensively that time, and the shot would never develop. McFarland across midfield has 3 Bold members. It's Billy. Forbes within 15. Well played. No crack in that back line for the men in blue.
Yeah, just lacking that finishing product there in the final third. But another good look.
Halfway through this 43rd minute. Again, we expect several minutes of stoppage time. Already 1 substitution this half for injury for the Austin Bold. Reese came off, Sis came in. That affected the formation for the Bold. As Okugo there with the touch has slid to the back line. McFarland with ease.
And that, you saw in that last sequence, Lincoln, for Sporting Kansas City 2, how easily they gave the ball away there from Barber, the center back.
Ish Jones, quick strike with his left boot, was looking for Beto. And Prier had no room for hesitation.
Good work from Prier to come off his line, commands the area, gets the ball. But Lincoln, as I was saying, those types of errors from your young center backs, you know they're going to happen, but you want to look for players who take care of the ball, who take care of possession. When you see a pass go awry like that, it can be disconcerting.
A split second later from the 23-year-old keeper, and he'd be watching Beto celebrate his 3rd goal in 4 matches. Oh, almost a giveaway, but there's Okugo, the magic eraser. And Joam will decide to simply concede a corner kick rather than a shot on frame. As Davis's effort was thwarted, he'll handle the corner.
Boy, a player like Davis, I mean, so impressive, 18 years old and leading one of the team leaders in minutes, just a workhorse. And you'll be curious to see at what point he comes into the fold for Sporting Kansas City head coach Peter Vermes. Surely at some point he could become a regular stalwart of that first team.
Made 5 appearances last year. This is 13th here tonight. Ball sent through, opportunity squandered. As again, Tosca never had to step in front of a shot. Part of that thanks to Joam earlier, simply surrendering the set piece. About to close out the 45th minute. Scoreless here in this opening half.
Yeah, and I think in this first 45 minutes, obviously Austin Bolt coach Marcelo Serrano would have loved to have seen a goal.
No fewer than 6 additional minutes here in this opening half.
And still might see a goal in these last 6 minutes of the first half, but I think defensively he'll be very pleased considering the fact that Reese had to leave with an injury. Okugo slots easily back into that back line, no problem. But I think the defense has been really solid, especially limiting Harris, limiting his chances and those touches in the box.
Well, again, fans, you can follow the Austin Bold as well as Sporting KC2, the rest of the USL Championship season on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. You can join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. And sign up today at ESPNplus.com. A great effort by Wilson Harris to keep this with the visiting side. Oh, Joam has other plans. Ish Joam. Up to Tomasi on the wing. Sistabayez with McFarland now on the opposite wing. Sion delivers. This one will get carried away. Marcelo Serrano, our 5th official tonight, wanting to help out some of his potential colleagues in yellow.
You thought the ball was out, for sure.
He thought that ball was in the second row. Can either side find the go-ahead strike here before heading to the locker room? One minute into stoppage time here in the first half. And the opportunistic Wilson Harris just waiting for one misstep.
Boy, Taylor, I think only you're going to see a veteran like Taylor be able to play a ball like that so calmly, especially with Harris just lurking in the area. Taylor calmly plays the ball, and instead of just clearing it automatically, takes off the chest, takes a touch, and then plays it to a teammate.
Well, it's been Austin that's produced the dangerous efforts as of late. But there has been a calm presence for, as have been labeled adequately, the Road Warriors throughout this match.
And we've seen with the Bold this season that they'll create about a half dozen chances, and then the other team will score just with one little strike, and then that's it. And then they'll go down 1-0, and then they have to play the catch-up game.
Avila taken down. And that will win this ball back for the Bold, but Sion McFarland's in some pain.
Yeah, I think there was something, an arm or something got caught right there on the face, and McFarland in obvious pain, rolling around. Let's take another look.
Going to come from the captain, Cerna.
Cerna, and yeah, it looks like that top part of the arm collided with the face of McFarland, and McFarland definitely felt that one. And yellow for Cerna, the first one for Sporting Kansas City too, for the veteran Cerna. Cerna, former United States Youth National Team player, Colorado Rapids, as we mentioned, so still a young player, young for this team. I guess you could say old for this team, a veteran for this team, but still, in the scheme of things, very young.
Of course, Austin Bold last year, the oldest team in the league, with all the 2- and 3-page long resumes that they signed to 3-year deals. They have injected some youth from the local area this season. Sporting KC2, obviously a different mission.
Cerna just 26. And here he is.
Captain the other way. Will fire one with Tosca off his line, but can't make him pay.
I love the effort. I love the attempt from Cerna. Why not? Tosca playing in his first match here. It's rainy, it's windy, ball swirling, and he goes for it from just about midfield. And I'll tell you what, that made Tosca pretty nervous.
That will linger with Tosca the rest of this match, I guarantee you, in terms of how far off his line he comes. That shot from better than 55 yards out from the captain for KC.
And that was just a little glimpse there from Cerna, and he went for it.
Not in the clear just yet. There's the ball with Jake Davis. Avila run out of real estate, back over to the visitors. As you see the rain coming down.
Yeah, wind's picking up, rain's picking up.
A foul on Sporting KC, 2. And actually they'll simply say that ball in touch. And the final moments here of stoppage time. Still scoreless at Bold Stadium, and there's our whistle, sending both teams into drier conditions back into the locker room. A shutout opening 45 plus here in Austin, with the Bold desperately needing the full 3 here at home after having an 8-match unbeaten streak snapped recently in San Antonio. Bold and SKC2, first ever meeting so far, level.
Crack open summer with the taste of freedom. Budweiser's red, white, and blue camo cans. Available for a limited time only. In stores now.
No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. See a doctor at home 24/7 with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care. No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. Anytime, from anywhere, with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care.
Introducing Budweiser Nitro Gold, a first-of-its-kind lager infused with nitro for a taste as smooth as silk. Flip, pour hard, wait for it.
Scoreless at Bold Stadium as we've reached the halftime break. Bold still looking to extend what has already been a memorable 2020 campaign. Zists over the top for Sonny. Guadarrama from 18. There's your answer. Later.
What a great goal from Sonny Guadarrama. Takes the ball off his chest, makes a move, left foot, trying to get a goal back.
35 minutes in, looking for Billy on the back post. Back within one. Here come the Bold.
Well, there you go. That's exactly what you needed. And just like 2 weeks ago against Oklahoma City, coming out of the hydration break, the Bold are able to get a goal, this time on a dead ball opportunity.
The Chilean sends in the cross. Joe with the finish. We are level in Austin.
They're able to stretch the RGV defense. Space opened up. Cross into Joan. Great finish from Joan. Holy smokes.
Joan again sends one in. Off the crossbar, it goes home for Diop.
What a great goal there for the Bold. And Diop, boy, what an enormous confidence boost for that young man. Great run from him. Good finish. It's Joan doing the creating, generating the opportunity. And Diop, that's exactly what you want to see from a young player.
Javi Baez have in mind. Joan from 25. Is Joan a classic from distance?
What a goal. What a goal, Lincoln. Joan, the man of the hour, left-footed, bullet into net.
Oakland, the town.
A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going,
But it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top.
where sky's the limit.
But roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges.
But we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here.
It's all eyes on we.
Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is Let's Go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love.
And the town will love you back. Oakland, forever.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Scoreless midway through. Again, a rare chance for fans in Austin to come out to cheer on the Bold. One family all able to sit together and enjoy this outing. Little damp with the rain coming down tonight. Take a look again, Group D, what it's all about. San Antonio, hats off to the men down there in the Alamo City. They have been brilliant this year. They were undefeated this season up until this past week, able to bounce back, though, with a victory against Austin, which has knocked the Bold out of that second spot into third. So they are chasing Tulsa for now in what has been a neck-and-neck likely photo finish before it's all said and done in October. Oklahoma City still not mathematically out of it by any means in Group D. RGV has been eliminated. Lincoln Rose, Arch Bell with you. And Arch, again, we will be casually throwing this phrase around, must win. There are ways to continue in the hunt if they don't get the full 3 points here at home, but they will sleep a lot easier with the way Tulsa has played this year in their first year of the rebranding of FC Tulsa. And again, tonight, and then that October 4th match against San Antonio, their only chance to play at home left here in the regular season. Sonny Guadarrama in that heated matchup against San Antonio after the fact did in fact get suspended for one match. So again, the fans are out. They've been rewarded with scarves, and they hope to talk about a victory as well. Right now, scoreless in Austin.
Crack open summer with the taste of freedom. Budweiser's red, white, and blue camo cans. Available for a limited time only. In stores now.
No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. See a doctor at home 24/7 with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care. No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. Anytime, from anywhere, with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care.
Introducing Budweiser Nitro Gold, a first-of-its-kind lager infused with nitro for a taste as smooth as silk. Flip, pour hard, wait for it.
Halftime here at Circuit of the Americas at beautiful Bold Stadium. Such unique vantage points, a beautiful live look tonight at the Hill Country. Scoreless thus far, as a couple of young keepers, for the most part, have gone untested. But early on, Remy Prieur was under attack.
Yeah, first early chance here for the Bulls. You saw the ball in from McFarland, and Prieur easily able to corral it, no problem. Fine defensive work here from Taylor to just kind of poke the ball away from the ever-dangerous Wilson Harris. Chance here for Austin with Joan with that left foot whipping the ball in, and Forbes just unable to connect with the header. I think it glanced off his shoulder and out wide, so a chance gone missing for the Austin Bold. And then here was another opportunity. This was Chumasu, right footer, just missed wide.
And finally, Sion McFarland almost tore a hole in the side of the netting.
Well, that was just a rocket, wasn't it? Going just wide.
And a final stop from Remy Prieur kept this one level. What you're not going to see is a few yellow cards sprinkled in just to keep them all honest. But Prieur, if he hesitates for a split second, Beto Avila has another one to delight the fans.
Yeah, so Prieur, I think, has been very assured there on that back line, coming off his line when he needs to, commanding his area. So fine first 45 minutes from the visiting goalkeeper.
Again, Sporting Kansas City 2 opened their season on March 8th at home. Their next home game was August 22nd against Oklahoma City. They've been on the road ever since, and they will not return home. These are their final couple of matches. They will head up to the Dome in Indianapolis and then wrap up things against Louisville City FC. Those two have seen each other quite a few times already this year, and you can say the same for the Group D, with a trip to Oklahoma City, a trip down to the Valley. That's a makeup of a match earlier this year. And as a result of that September 30th game being scheduled, they did push San Antonio's match from, again, October 2nd, a Friday, to October 4th, a Sunday. It'll be a slightly earlier start time, 5 o'clock that clash against San Antonio as a result.
Yeah, and that's why this game is so critical for the Bold to get those 3 points and OKC and RGV, because San Antonio is going to be a big ask.
Slightly fewer opportunities tonight than we saw for the Bold their last time at home when they tied the USL Championship mark of 37 shots against Tulsa, but something that's plagued them this year. Despite all those shots, still only found the back of the net in a late comeback, courtesy of Beto Avila, and a 2-2 draw. And of course, well, Mr. Consistent, year in, year out, Dane Kelly does it again. The brace against Birmingham gives him 10 goals on the season for the 6th time in his career. And then you talk about Indy 11s. Kansas City will see them soon enough, but Tyler Pasher, they have a special one in him. 4 goals in the last 5 regular season matches against Louisville City. As starting to heat up just the right time for a postseason push.
Yeah, and it's going to be, this is a really exciting time of year, and it was announced earlier today that the USL Championship game is going to be broadcast live on ESPN. So in previous years, it's been on ESPN2, and this time ESPN, the big boy getting the USL Championship final game.
Look forward to Miguel and Devin having the call on that one.
Devin Kerr is everywhere.
Take a look at the rest of the schedule here coming up this week. Tomorrow night, a couple of California sides will collide. Los Dos against one of the newest members of the championship this year in San Diego. And another midweek match over there in the great Pacific Northwest. And then, of course, FC Tulsa against San Antonio on Saturday. That's the last match between those 2 teams. And Austin, they're going to have to cheer for those guys down I-35 in San Antonio in that one.
Yeah, they're unaccustomed to that, but that's something that they'll have to do. One question, Lincoln. LA Galaxy 2 versus San Diego Loyal. Can that be Los Dos versus Los de Donovan? Can we say that?
You just did.
You like it?
I will allow it.
I like it.
Landon Donovan, again, helping the Loyal make a splash with their entry. And there's another Oklahoma side about to dip their toe into the water as well, as this league just continues to grow. Did I say Oklahoma?
Yes, you did.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you mean
I meant
Oakland?
Oakland.
It's like, is Enid getting a team or Norman? I wasn't. Stillwater,
UConn.
Stillwater FC?
Yeah. Halftime here at Bold Stadium. Another 40 seconds or so until we tee things up for the start of the second half. Great to have you with us. And that includes the expanded audience tonight. A reminder, if you're on the road and can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from Major League Soccer, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, that's channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app.
And Lincoln, I think we have a change for the visitors. Looking to see who's coming on, and it looks like they're opting for some offense. With 2 players coming on, and I believe that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be...
Yeah, Montpellier coming on.
And Musha Galusu also on. So 2 players on it appears, for Sporting Kansas City, too.
The Haitian Montpellier making the start the other night against St. Louis.
Yeah, and this is essentially what you have. The same starting 11 that took the field against St. Louis. They're now on the field to start this second half. Montpellier on the left and Musha Galusu on the right.
So 2 substitutions of 5 allowed for Kansas City. That is not one of their 3 substitution windows, since it occurs at halftime. Something we dream of never talking about again after this year, only because that would mean we're back to ideal conditions in 2021. And as you noted, Musha Galusu also comes on. The 20-year-old makes his 11th appearance.
Number 80, Bretlin Montpellier for number 65.
And Musha Galusu very active in the previous match against St. Louis. Had a ball that hit the crossbar, really should have scored. You would have thought that he would have finished that, but I think a little bit more dynamism up front now for Paulo Nagamura and this Sporting Kansas City to attack.
Bold looking for a quick strike to find that elusive goal This stays with Austin. Sion McFarland, after taking that elbow to the mouth, able to continue. And Sion, one of the many Jamaicans now on this roster. Played his college ball at a couple of different stops in Florida with FIU as well as St. Leo. Baez to the top of the 18, unable to turn there with Sis. Fans wanted Sis to be able to draw the penalty instead. The ball probes to the far post to Chuamasi.
I know the fans wanted a penalty, but I think Sis went down maybe a little bit too easily. But you see right here the offensive approach from the Bold, looking to get a goal early in this second half.
Okugo now slotted on that back line, fires that shot, and pardon me, no, shot comes from Javon Watson in his first start, his second appearance with the Bold. Leith will swing it now through one of his center backs. Already 2.5 minutes have melted off the clock here in the second half. And Baez outnumbered, chance for Kansas City to turn. Tosca backpedaling to his line and will not have to intervene as that ball continued to climb off the boot.
Well, that's his favorite foot right there. That is for Harris. Let's have another look at it. And Harris just charging forward, wants to go at goal at himself. Nice shot. Good pace on it. Swerving a little bit. It was a good rip, but you can already tell Lincoln good. I like the feel already of the Sporting Kansas City 2 attack here early in the second half with the two introductions.
Wilson Harris already responsible for 75% of the game winners this year from Kansas City. He has 3 of the 4. A total 7 goals along the way. And after Austin had its bite at the apple, here come the visitors.
Good defending.
Now Kugo up into the midfield. And that's where Austin will have the toss. Another look. And Sion McFarland intervenes.
Yeah, just what a great test here. Experienced defenders like McFarland, Taylor, and Akugo going against some of these young players like the likes of Harris, Davis, of course, in midfield, Sporting Kansas City too, Mushagalusa. So you have experience going against youth.
Chuamasi right on the in line, Bold with the attack here in the 50th minute.
Good ball.
Trying to break up a scoreless contest. And they'll have to settle for a toss. Ishjome really had an offensive renaissance against RGV earlier this year in a home contest for the Bold. Showed his scoring prowess.
I was just going to say, Lincoln, that's where he's so good right there. He really likes that left flank, that left corner where he can get the defender 1v1. I think that was really good defending, though, from Sporting Kansas City, too, bringing over a second man to not allow Jome to beat that first defender. And you saw it was pretty easy for Prue to deal with.
Marcelo Serrano is begging his front line to put more pressure here on these backs for Kansas City. They'll finally matriculate around to Leith. Leith dancing with Jome. And Kugo will force them to restart back in midfield.
It was interesting, Leith getting that first start last week, and a lot of people were wondering he was supposed to be playing at St. Louis University with the Billikens, and then all of a sudden he was playing against St. Louis in the USL Championship. So people, I know Sporting Kansas City fans were a little surprised at that, but here you see him getting now another start and another opportunity.
Looking to link up there with Mushagalusa, but never quite made it. Leith with the toss.
Yeah, Mushagalusa and Montpremier, they're so strong, so good on the wings, and that's going to allow, I think, more opportunities for Harris to to get a chance at goal.
Billy Forbes looking to just work his way around Rad. No such luck around the 19-year-old. Jones assist, quick touch. Over to Tuamasi. Ball over the top. It's in no man's land. Okugo coming over for support. And they're going to get a handball on the attack. So Austin getting a little bit of help from a friendly hop.
Yeah, Harris, the ball just kind of glancing off his arm there as he tried to bring that one in. But you see right there, Harris is so good. He's got such a good nose for goal and playing off of the shoulder of that defender. And, yeah, it struck his arm. Decent effort there from Harris, even though the handball had occurred.
If you like handballs, feel free to tune in to the NBA playoffs.
I'm really impressed with Harris. Such good movement. He's a smart player, and it's just one of those things you're just born with. It's innate that you just have that sense of scoring in the area. Just a true number 9 in that sense.
And Leith will just fire one up ahead, bringing Vinny Tosca making his bold debut on the pitch. He's been in the lineup card, but Diego Restrepo had played every minute this year between the posts. You know, it was a season where we thought perhaps some Ironman goalkeepers may sit out a few more matches because of how frequently these teams were playing almost twice a week with the compact 16-match schedule. But several teams have opted just to keep the same man back there. Tuamasi slips one through. Billy Forbes left boot denied, and he would love to have another crack at it. Austin will settle for a corner kick.
Well, it's Forbes with a shot, but Beto Avila creates the chance. That ball across, Beto Avila just plays it a little cut back for Forbes. There it is. Avila, really good work to get that boot in there amid 2 defenders and give Forbes at least the opportunity. Shot to flex out for a corner.
So Ish Joan will handle this one. Billy making himself comfortable on the goal line. Austin looking to find that opening goal here in the 54th minute. Jones sends the corner into the back post. And it was too tall for Prier to get to as he collides the back of his head onto the post.
Boy, he took a knock there. Yeah, and we saw it in the first half. Lincoln Jones goes for the goal Olympico, the goal from the corner kick, and he tried it again, nice and high, and boy, not bad. And yeah, Prier.
Well, and Prier did get a hand on it. That ball was just off the mark, but it means another corner kick coming up as soon as they tend to their goalkeeper.
And just for a split second there, you thought maybe Mitch Hillebrand was going to have to come off the bench and replace, but Prier appears to be okay.
So it was Joan a moment ago. Now with the right-footed offering coming up, it's Javi Baez to do the honors.
And from this near side, this is where, with the wind pressing against you, you have a chance to maybe play a ball up and it hangs up there and then you can get on the end of it.
This one towards the near post, headed up and over the net. And Prier did not have to intervene that time. Another look at the offering.
And there it is. That's the initial corner there from Joan. And, ooh, yeah, right off the head of Prier. Thankfully, he's okay. Also collided with Forbes there as he was falling. So
probably going to be a bump.
Yeah.
Headed back to the Show Me State on the back of the head of Prier. Bold back on the attack. Avila to Forbes. Billy Forbes, eye on the frame, but the flag is up. Billy insisting he was onside when the ball was departing the foot of Avila. But he's not going to be able to overturn this call.
I think Forbes has a case here. I thought when I looked up, I thought he was onside. It was close, but I did think he was on. Linesman felt differently.
It's the downside to being fast.
That's true. And Linesman probably had a better view than I did, but that's, hey, that's how it goes. You see the pressure here from the Bold Lincoln, looking to get it done, taking that throw in quickly.
We'll talk about what just happened in a moment. Billy Forbes left foot over the far post. Javi Baez from the spot has put the Bold on top.
Well, Javi Baez, great finish. The veteran gets it done. And it's just a huge goal for the Austin Bold. They needed the goal. They need the 3 points. You could kind of feel it coming. The pressure was building. The chances coming through that left channel from that left flank. Ball's whipped in, and Baez is there to get the big goal.
4th goal on the year for the former Chivas and Cruz Azul man.
There we go, Forbes. Really good ball across, takes a slight deflection, and yeah, it just kind of goes through a sea of players and into the back of the net. Barber unable to clear. And yeah, that found a way past 2 defenders.
So Javi Baez celebrates with his teammate the first goal of the night. If it holds up, Austin wakes up tomorrow back in the playoff picture. Now, a couple things to talk about. You do have a Kansas City man down, but Arch, that was a throw-in. There were 2 Bold players holding balls on the touchline.
That's right.
A little misdirection. Everybody bid on one. Instead, it was another ball fed in. A little awkward moment there.
I think it was Chumasi who was holding the ball, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Sis who actually took the throw-in. So Chumasi was holding the ball and kind of watched Sis take the initiative, and the ball got to Forbes, and Forbes plays across, and Baez able to finish. Either way, Marcelo Serrano and the Austin Bold, they'll take that goal from Javi Baez. Meanwhile,
Captain Serna.
Yeah, it's Serna, and this is not what you want to see with Sporting Kansas City too. You want to see your captain and your leader down on the turf like that.
He was in that mix-up that ultimately led to the goal from Baez. Again, Javi Baez can create for others, but certainly capable of finishing now 2nd on the team with his 4 goals. 32 years young. I'm shorting him, 33. One more look.
There's another look. And Baez, the touch. And yeah, you could see the collision there with Serna. But it beat the goalkeeper, and it's a 1-0 lead.
And with all the pent-up excitement unleashed on that goal, you just hope every fan was screaming into their scarf. 59th minute underway. Kansas City now playing from behind.
Well, so now it's up to the Austin Bold to try to preserve this lead. It's not something they're really used to. Lincoln doing that here at home is preserving a lead, so see if they can do it.
Sis with Billy. Back to Ema. Tomasi unmarked for a moment. Looking for insurance off the mark.
What a great chance. And Lincoln, we talked earlier in the match about Omar Sis and how he's so good at playmaking. He's such a good passer for such a young player, and he shows it right there, finding Tomasi in space. And the ball just taking a topspin deflection wide.
Yeah, the deflection means a corner kick here for the Bold. Back to Baez.
On your feet and make some noise for Austin.
Austin knows it has not shut out a team since the restart. Insurance would be critical here.
You see the flag whipping pretty hard there, so the wind is blowing. Be curious to see where Baez plays this.
This will fall to Jome. Lobs one back in for Billy. Flag was going to stay down for Forbes that time. His header is deflected wide from Prier, and it's another corner kick.
Forbes was all alone. The flag stayed down, and a wide open header. Jome, good ball in, and Forbes forcing another big save.
An hour complete in Austin. Javi Baez with the go-ahead goal, and will handle again another corner here.
He went far post last time.
Near post, Prier spills loose. Insurance on the board. Beto in the area.
And I'm trying to tell, I think that might have been an Olympico from Baez off the corner kick. It was mishandled by Prier, and then I think it went into net. I don't know if there was maybe a touch there from Watson right on the goal line. Let's try to get another look, but we talked about earlier how the corner kicks were going to play a huge factor. Here it is from Baez. He curls it, and yeah, just a deflection. I think that took a deflection off of Rad and into goal, so an own goal there off of Rad.
What we know is it's a goal for the Bold, and they lead 2-0. A special couple of minutes here now for Austin in front of their fans.
Well, and that was such a good corner kick, and with this wind and this rain, they made it very, very hard on the Sporting Kansas City 2 defense to try to clear, and it results in a goal. So now a 2-0 hole for the visitors, and Austin Bold right now starting to find their form. They're flying, they're attacking, looking for a third.
Now, of course, 3 points would put the Bold ahead of Tulsa in second place, but right now they're also a +2 goal differential on the year. Tuamasi looking to make it a +3.
Boy, in Tuamasi, that was Beto Avila. He was all alone on the right wing. I was kind of surprised to see Tuamasi go at that alone. I think if he plays wide right to Avila, Avila has got a better chance at goal.
That goal differential would be among the top tiebreakers with FC Tulsa. Still in play. And now the whistle.
So a good challenge here for this young Sporting Kansas City 2 team to see if they can try to rebound, try to pull a goal back, and give themselves an opportunity to result.
Substitution for Kansas City. As the reinforcement this time is going to be Peter Kuik, the typical central defensive mid from Croatia.
And that was, I believe that's Radu made way.
As he'll take a seat with a sour taste in his mouth from his final moments.
So it's going to be key for Sporting Kansas City too to want to see them try to get Juan Premier and Musa Galusa more involved. Those guys really haven't touched the ball that much, and if those two can get on the ball, then they're going to give themselves a chance. But right now they're just not seeing it.
We were scoreless at halftime. Now here in the 64th minute, the Bold sporting a 2-goal advantage. It's been a rare multi-goal lead this year for Austin, who has played to 6 draws through half of their 12 matches so far. 3 wins, 3 losses, the remaining results. And now they're putting the pressure on Tulsa. Able to step in and take this one away, Wilson Harris. Can they cut the deficit in half? Intervening, Javon Watson, his first start of the year tonight for the Bold.
A good tackle from Watson, and pro's pro right there, making a very good tackle.
McFarland gives it away.
You tell Montpremier he wanted the foul, but Watson just kind of looked at him and play continued. The referee agreed with him.
Substitution, Sporting KC 2.
Another substitution here for Paulo Nagamura's squad. Leith will come off. And in his place, it's going to be the debut of Caden Pierre. 17-year-old out of Rochester, Michigan, part of the Sporting KC Academy. Steps onto the pitch for the first time.
So there you go. I mean, this is a club that is all about giving these young players a chance, and Pierre is just another example of that. And you know, I tip my cap to clubs like Sporting Kansas City who are giving these young players an opportunity. That's great to see. Pierre, 17 years old, young man, make the most of it.
Assist out to Forbes. And now the Bold, a luxury we haven't seen often this year. They can control the tempo and slow things down while maintaining possession.
And they're hearing the olays from the home fans here. And I'm sure for these Bolt players, it's exciting to be able to play in front of fans. Second game they've been able to do that in a bigger crowd here tonight. So I'm sure the players are enjoying that.
And that may do it.
That's a card, and that's for sure a yellow. And Davis, really, really frustrating night for him. Really hasn't had the performance that he's wanted, and especially with Sporting Kansas City too, not really having much control of the midfield. And that's a hugely frustrating move there out of Davis.
I'm not sure what his objection was.
And he just kind of took him down, and the Cowboys need a pass rusher, Lincoln, and I think Davis is the right choice.
May have a future as a conditioning coach. And the Bold look for a third goal from distance.
Well, the same kind of similar type of look, kind of what Serna tried to do in the first half for Sporting Kansas City too, but that time going well over the crossbar there.
Third start of the season for the 23-year-old Remy Prieur. Played his college ball at St. Mary's College out west.
And Prieur just on that second goal, that corner kick, that was just such a tough ball to play, and tried to fist it away, and it just struck Rad and went right back into his goal. So frustrating for that. Prieur.
Javi Baez, his fourth goal of the year, has the Bold up, and then helped dial up some insurance with his effort that went home off of his corner. Pinballed off a couple of Kansas City defenders, including the keeper, before crossing that finish line. Bold aren't too concerned how you score it at home.
Yeah, it's certainly not the first time, Lincoln. We've seen it here at the Circuit of the Americas where, especially during the non-summer months, when you get in those spring and fall months, the wind whips around a little bit stronger out here, and it's certainly not the first time where you've seen a goal off of a corner kick like that happen, where, you know, just as long as it takes a deflection or the ball falls right there in the mixer and somebody can just poke it in. That's how a lot of these goals are scored around these parts in the months of like your March, your April, and your September and October.
We're going to test this back line of Austin, and a rare chance for Tosca in his first start with the Bold to intervene in any manner tonight.
And that was good work. Musha Galuso was right there, and he's the type of player where he could have easily converted that.
Well, we talk about all this youth. Don't want to overlook the fact that the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in the spring of 2021. For more information, simply visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. There are some players who are half the age of their opponents running around the pitch right now. And no guarantee that they can parallel park.
That's not on the test anymore, is it, Lincoln?
I took the test once, and I haven't been concerned about what's been on it since. Kansas City will run out of real estate. Ball back over to the Bold. Want to give a shout out to our friend and colleague, Ali Trost, back up in Kansas City. We have, again, seen fewer sideline reporters since the restart, and as a result, we've seen less of Ali. But our loss is certainly the gain of everybody up in Kansas City. She has helped them both keep track of the Sporting KC system, as well as apparently they have an NFL team up there. Haven't heard much from them. As Marcelo Serrano, his top assistant, Ryan Thompson. Opportunity for Kansas City to get on the board here. Oh, well played off that left boot. Just could not tuck it in the top left 90 from Wilson Harris.
Yeah, and Harris, that's his weaker foot, and that was a really nice effort there. Here's the initial touch. Boom. I think right there, if he goes to his left and takes the shot a little bit sooner, he would have had a better look at it. But I still like the movement there from Harris.
Beto Avila will come off. And his place, the rookie Antes Dioff.
Number 13, Beto Avila.
I know Avila so badly always wants to score in front of the home fans. You know, I'm sure he has some family and friends here tonight, and he always wants to get that goal. But really good shift for Avila tonight. Had some chances, had some looks. While Dioff is a player also very capable of finding the back of the net for the Bold.
Yeah, the 20-year-old Dioff already 3 goals in this his rookie campaign. Just one more home match after this for the Bold. It's a big one against San Antonio, where San Antonio will likely be in position to end the Bold's playoff hopes in that season finale, unless Tulsa has completely collapsed at that point. Unlikely.
And you know San Antonio would like nothing more than to play spoiler.
Yeah, Copa Tejas with 4 teams in the USL Championship officially did not take place this year because El Paso was over in Group C. Forbes to Tuamasi with the spin. Ball is loose for Dioff, has the keeper down, and Dioff off the bench, back of the net, Bold up 3-0.
How do you like that? His first touch of the night, and Dioff slams it into the back of the net. He's going to give the bench, Marcelo Serrano, his head coach, a big hug. He's giving everybody a hug. Why not?
Well, he just came on for Beto, so that's not just any spectator he's hugging.
And here it is. That was a great turn from Tuamasi. The block, and Dioff, yeah, pretty much his first touch of the game, and you do a lot worse than getting your first touch, getting a goal.
What do we call this? Contact tracing? Tuamasi to Dioff.
But that goal is really facilitated by the spin, the touch, or the turn from Tuamasi. And Dioff, Johnny on the spot, finishes it.
So both he and Baez find their 4th goals of the year. It's the first time Austin has erupted for 3 goals since that road trip out to Colorado Springs when they went up 4-0 in the first half, only to play to a draw.
And you can see Sporting Kansas City too. They've actually switched. They had Musha Galusa earlier playing on the right. Now he's moved over to the left. Montpremier is now on the right. So just trying to get something going is Paulo Nagamura. Just try to get a goal back. You want something positive to end this game. Even if you go down in defeat, you want to get a goal. You don't want to concede the rest of the way and then try to look toward the final games of the season.
3rd time in 4 matches, Kansas City has surrendered 3 goals. It's the first time to a team not named St. Louis during that stretch. If the Bold can hang on, obviously extremely valuable 3 points. Ball sent through, looking to at least avoid the clean sheet. This would put Austin with 1 additional game played, 2 points ahead of Tulsa. Austin has not had a victory since August 22nd. They had played to 4 consecutive draws after that, part of an 8-match unbeaten streak that included 7 draws before San Antonio toppled them 3-2.
Yeah, that zany road trip where up 4-0 at halftime at Colorado Springs and ends up in a 4-4 draw, but
Dylan Serna handles this to close out the 75th minute. The corner kick first finds a Bold defender, then Dioff the second touch, and Austin will send it up to midfield, back over to Kansas City.
But assuming they hold on here, they hold on to this 3-goal lead, then just a massive confidence boost.
Well, this sums up the Bold season, scoring from anywhere and everywhere in terms of different men stepping up at different moments. Another corner offering here for Kansas City.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it seems like almost every game there's a different hero. Maybe it's Forbes getting a brace. Otis Dioff had a big night. Jome.
Davis playing with that wind here in Central Texas.
You can say tonight's kind of been the Javi Baez night with a goal off of that corner kick that ended up in an own goal.
At the moment, he's responsible for the game winner.
Taylor just really good defending. I mean, just been so solid all night. He's been playing on a yellow card for basically the whole time.
Ball turned over, shot from 25 will not have enough on it. Goes wide. Goal kick coming up. First a substitution, or make it perhaps our final hydration break. That's the case here in the 77th minute. But during the time between halftime and this hydration break, 3 goals have reared their head for Austin.
Well, you had the sense in the first half that the Bold that they were going to get a goal at some point, and that it's just a question of whether Sporting Kansas City 2, whether they would be able to get a goal as well. Sporting Kansas City 2 wasn't really that dangerous in the first half, and the look of the Bold to start the second half, that urgency was there, and there was a much more dynamic type of attack in place, and that it's bore fruit with 3 goals. And like I was saying, Lincoln, it's a big confidence boost for the Bold as they point towards the postseason. Marcelo Serrano, you see him right there, still coaching, talking to Forbes, really wants his players to finish strong. They would love a clean sheet. I mean, yes, winning is important, but winning with a clean sheet is big.
Yeah, they just have that 1 clean sheet against New Mexico United back in March. None since the restart. And, of course, this is in the debut of a new keeper, Vincent Tosca. Again, we're in the beautiful setting of Bold Stadium on the grounds of Circuit of the Americas, the F1 racetrack. And just want to, again, brag on what COTA was able to do. Back on May 10th, there was no professional soccer, but with the racetrack at their disposal, along with the Austin Bold, they opened the track up to support those in need on behalf of the Central Texas Food Bank. During the event, Circuit of the Americas and the Bold collected food and monetary donations, raised over $200,000 in donations, providing over 1.5 million meals to that food bank. And this was by allowing over 20,000 people, and they also point out 400 dogs, to visit the track, 7,000 vehicles to drive around the racetrack. Such a unique experience on the world-class avenue. And again, a great chance on the 3.5-mile track to allow fans to give back to those most in need, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was a great day out here at COTA for that, and they just do so many great family-friendly activities here at the track. Bicycles, you can take I think it's once a week where
earlier today.
People can take their bicycles out on the track, and just for kids. I mean, what a fun way to spend the day doing that. So COTA they just do such a great job. So many fun things to do out here in addition to Austin Bold soccer.
Montpremier up to the top of the 18. This will carry into the arms of Tosca.
Well, this is going to be really interesting for Marcelo Serrano. Tosca, if he is able to register a clean sheet, and maybe do you ride a hot hand in Tosca for the remainder of the season, or do you go back to your anchor in Diego Restrepo? So it's a good problem for Marcelo Serrano to have, but it'll be curious to see how he approaches that.
Flag stays down. Tosca does not stay on his line. To his benefit, there really hasn't been that shot that has tested him, let alone 3, which Kansas City still needs to level this one up, trailing 3-0.
Yeah, but the decision-making, I think, has been good, even though he's gone relatively untroubled and untested. You saw right there coming off his line, very assured in scooping up that ball. So far, despite the lack of really good chances from Sporting Kansas City, too, that Tosca has performed very well tonight.
Fredinho running out of real estate there a moment ago. Ball back over to Austin. So what we believe to be officially an own goal sandwiched between the go-ahead strike from Javi Baez and the insurance from Antez Dioff minutes after subbing on for Avila. Looking for 1 goal at the time. That first goal has been a tricky one now for Kansas City. '81st minute. Montpremier inside the area. Around Jome off the corner of the upright and crossbar.
Good left-footed attempt there from Montpremier, and just kind of, glanced off that crossbar.
Inches away from his 2nd goal on the year.
Here it is, taking on Joam. Yeah, it just kind of, I mean, it was, I don't think anybody was expecting him to hit the shot right then. So quickly taken, and it almost beat Tosca.
Again, the fans tonight have been greeted with 3 second-half goals, as well as a scarf. They are hoping that this is the much-needed win to put the Bold back in second place in Group D. They have a very similar schedule to Tulsa in terms of remaining opponents, as noted earlier. Oklahoma City, San Antonio, as well as RGV. Tulsa will have one additional match to play against Colorado Springs, as they are not in action tonight, while the Bold play Kansas City. McFarland, perhaps looking to go the full 90 tonight. Played fewer minutes this year with the more compact schedule to keep him fresh. Dioff, back to Sion. Sion will send one in. And not sure whether that was for Sis or Forbes.
I think that.
Well, we are about to see the newest member of the Bold announced today, AJ Francois. Again, continuing this local, he replaces another one of the new Bold members, Watson. We mentioned he's about half the age. Francois most recently could be found on the grounds over at St. Stephen's Academy.
What a moment for this young player right here. St. Stephen's, Austin product, great to see.
I believe 16 years old. He's been playing in Lone Star since he was 8 years old. And for Sporting KC2, you see Resitar, the Croatian, come on, making his 14th appearance. And another change has Forbes coming off in favor of Quintanilla, Aldo Quintanilla's second appearance for the former RGVFC man in a Bold uniform.
Well, I'm going to be really curious to see how Francois does, but it's again, just a wonderful sight. These Austin players, these young Austin players getting a chance to play at this professional level. Lone Star, obviously a local youth club all over the Central Texas area, providing all those opportunities for players. So see what Francois can do.
Marcelo Serrano entrusting them with a 3-goal lead. They continue to apply the pressure offensively here. What Serrano didn't do was alter his back line, which already had a change made during that first half when Reese had to come off. And Okugo stepped in nicely as the center back. Does Dioff go the distance, or does he go short here? And, well, the answer is neither of the above. Ish Joam will do the honors.
And Joam saw what Baez did earlier with that corner kick, and he wants to, he's had a couple good chances, good looks at curling in an Olympico. See if he can do it. The third time's a charm.
Dioff responsible for the third goal. He hopes that's not the game winner. May have been a delay card awarded. That is the case. '86th minute. Lobbed in, top of the 6, looking for the header from McFarland. Not enough behind it. The Bold gifted one. Flag is up, however, offside as it landed at the feet of Joam. And the Bold now will retreat.
I mean, so a couple second half substitutes making their debuts. Francois for the Bold, and then Pierre here on the right back for Sporting Kansas City too. And I think Pierre so far so good in his short time on the field in his debut.
Well, again, Sporting Kansas City 2, if you haven't been following them, their 12th road match during these 13 matches since the restart. They'll have 8 days off for the next contest up in Indianapolis. And then season finale October 3rd at Louisville. Francois. Another touch for the rookie. You wonder how much confidence he and other young signees gain by seeing the success of a guy like Beto.
That's right, and they want to follow in his footsteps. There's no fear when they get out there on the field. They want to make an impact, make a difference.
Francois stays on Sun. Runs with Jome on the left wing. Feeds Ish. And it'll simply be a toss coming up.
Just a hair too heavy there from Francois, but I think his initial touches, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Definitely comfortable with the ball at his feet.
I have a feeling he knows what to do with heavy hair.
Well, you mentioned Sporting Kansas City too, and all the road games, and traveling is not easy, and especially during a pandemic, and to have all those away games, and it's difficult. So credit to Paula Nagamura for having this team, all these road games, having this team come out and compete hard, play hard. It's not an easy feat, but I think they've acquitted themselves very well.
In a lifetime, I couldn't use as much conditioner as the teenager probably goes through on any given morning, getting ready for match day. Closing out the 88th minute. All 3 goals in the second half for Austin. Yet no urgency for the Bold to press forward. Brief game of keep away. Francois included.
I think if anything for the Bold, you want to give these young guys some touches and some looks.
Tuamasi wants in on the fun. Tuamasi, for a moment there, 12 yards out. The shot comes from Sis, denied. The top of the 18, and 2 Bold players take each other out. Here comes Kansas City, but struggling to stay on side. Montpremier, Tosca tripped up 18 yards out, and it'll be a foul on Montpremier, the Haitian.
Ooh, that was a really, really tough challenge right there. Tosca got there first, did not hesitate to come off his line, clears the ball to try to ensure the clean sheet. It all started with kind of a comical of errors there with that collision between 2 Bold players. Tosca comes off his line and clears the ball, but he's gonna get a bruise in the process. Appears to be okay, which is the good news. Here's another look at it.
Kansas City had to slow down just before that.
Yeah, and it was Montpremier, and ooh, yeah, that's just and that's just soccer right there. That's gonna happen. Montpremier gets the yellow.
Tosca made sure that he was outside the 18 just in case he misstepped and drew the foul.
I think that was good heads-up play from Tosca to come out.
Closing out the 90th minute, still plenty of time to come your way. Both teams liberally dipping into their benches this half.
You know, League, we've spoken with Marcelo Serrano before and how he wants a third of the roster of any team should come from local players, and he's been able to do that here, and he's giving them a chance to play.
Tomasi eyes Quintanilla. Can't connect that time. But a corner kick coming up. 4 minutes left for a Kansas City comeback.
As a reminder, after the game, we ask that all fans please stay away from the playing field.
Tuamasi will do the honors this time. Dioff available for the short corner. And another corner coming your way for the Bold. Again, 3 goals in the second half here for the Bold. That is going to secure them in all likelihood 3 points to move 2 points ahead of Tulsa with one additional game played than the men in black and gold up in Oklahoma. Okugo over to Taylor. Any goalkeeper's best friends. They're on that back line. Montpremier just tosses the teenager aside.
Francois, still, you know, that teenager body just doesn't have the muscle yet. And then Montpremier was just able to shake him off like that.
Maybe he'll get those calls when he's 17. About midway through these additional 4 minutes. Dioff already a goal tonight.
Oh, good ball.
Quintanilla inside the 18. Quintanilla on the board.
Boy, what a great pass. Quintanilla buries the finish.
Although Quintanilla, one of the many men requiring a name tag these days with his new club.
And I think he got something in the eye, or perhaps it's an emotional goal for Quintanilla. I'm not quite sure, but he won't mind. It's a 4th goal for the Austin Bold. Excellent finish from Quintanilla. Here's the pass right there. I think it was from Jome. Jome splitting a pair of defenders right there, and he finds Quintanilla. Composed finish. Now, excuse me, that was McFarland with the ball. So McFarland, just an inch perfect ball into Quintanilla. Clinical from Quintanilla.
Another score off the bench tonight for Marcelo Serrano's Bold for a 3rd time this season. They connect on 4 goals. And understand, while they're only going to get 3 points for the victory, all of these goals are meaningful. If that tiebreaker is goal differential with Tulsa, the Bold have the advantage for now. Right now, more wins than Tulsa, has them in 2nd. And you do have a Kansas City player being helped off as head coach Nagamura looks on.
And this is exactly the type of performance that Marcelo Serrano wanted to see from his team. I'm sure there were perhaps some choice or some inspiring words in the halftime locker room, but the Austin Bold, they came out strong with a purpose in the 2nd half, and it really put the Sporting Kansas City 2 side to the sword in the second 45 minutes.
Baez and Dioff tonight, each connecting on their 4th goals of the year. For Aldo Quintanilla, his 1st, and it comes just prior to the punctuation on this one. The Bold are back in the win column. Now 4 victories on the season to go with 6 draws and just 3 defeats, and they are back above the playoff line in Group D. Owner Bobby Epstein looks on. It's going to be a night to celebrate on this Tuesday evening in Texas, as they get 4 past Prier, while a clean sheet for just the 2nd time all season, as we name just the 2nd goalkeeper used on the year, Vincent Tosca.
Yeah, I think that's the big storyline. Of course, the 3 points, 4 goals, that's all great, but a clean sheet performance, that's how you want to really go into that postseason push. With a clean sheet performance, Tosca gets the job done. Well done by him. Well done by the Austin Bold attack, especially in the 2nd half.
Now, Tulsa does have 1 game in pocket on the Bold. Very similar schedules the rest of the way. The Bold are back in action in 5 nights on the road at Oklahoma City. They'll travel to RGV on the 30th, and then close things out here October 4th against San Antonio. The cream of the crop in Group D. Again, for Sporting KC2, just 2 matches remain, both on the road, of course. September 30th at Indy, and then October 3rd to close out the season at Louisville. Hey, a big thank you to our entire crew. We always look forward to seeing them here at the Circuit of the Americas. For Arch Bell, I'm Lincoln Rose. 4 goals for the Bold tonight in the second half. Offensive renaissance captures a critical 3 points as the Bold are back in the driver's seat for that second playoff spot out of Group E.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Crack open summer with the taste of freedom. Budweiser's red, white, and blue camo cans. Available for a limited time only. In stores now.
No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. See a doctor at home 24/7 with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care. No matter what pops up during your day, Ascension makes it easy to get the care you need. Anytime, from anywhere, with Ascension Online Care. Visit ascension.org/online care.